Hey friends, and welcome to the 2021 bullet journal setup. It's come time to set up a new bullet journal for a new year, a fresh start. It's going to be a fun video, so get comfy and let's get started. So first, for the new year, I'm starting a new journal. This is a Scribbles That Matter journal that my friend got me for Christmas. It's a lovely white A5 dotted journal from Scribbles That Matter, and it looks so simple and pretty, which also just happens to be the look I'm going for in this setup. I already loved it so much I was gonna cry when I opened it up. Anyways, it comes with a pre-drawn key page, index pages, pen test page, and it is pre-numbered. It also has a pocket in the back and 2 bookmarks as well as an elastic. Oh, and it also comes with a fine liner on the little pen hook on the side, but when I tried it out, it was dried out, which is kind of a disappointment because it is so slick and pretty, the design of the fine liner. But the notebook is the star of the show, so let's not let that little thing let us down. First, I begin on the cover page, filling in the day I started, which I just put January 2021, not 2020 anymore, and my name just in a simple handwritten print. Then on the key, they have a box for the bullet code and the color code. I just filled in the bullet code box with my normal symbols, which are a circle for a task, a filled in circle for completed, a line over the words for canceled, a little arrow for migrated or scheduled, a triangle for event, a diamond for project due, a square for test or quiz, a star asterisk thing for important, a dot for note, and a little present for birthday. I don't have a color code, so I just left that box blank. The page next to it is the index. I've actually not put an index in any of my bullet journals before, but I am excited to try it out and see if it's any good for me. The first page I'm drawing is the grid spacing cheat sheet. Here I numbered the boxes horizontally and vertically, as well as adding divisions of the boxes. For example, halves, thirds, and fourths, and just basically counting out the boxes and pre-drawing them so that when I want to make a spread, I can just refer back to this page and know if I want to split the page into fourths, it would be, for example, 5 boxes or whatever it actually is. On each page of this Scribbles That Matter notebook, there is a little marking at the center of the page, which really helps with splitting the page in half if you're trying to find that. But I still made this grid spacing cheat sheet so that I can reference it when I want to split the page into fourths or thirds or whatever it is. The theme for this setup is just black and gray, super simple. So to tie my grid spacing cheat sheet into the theme, I drew gray bubbles on each of the divisions and wrote down the division. It was thirds or fourths or half, and the number of grids it is. I also wrote grid spacing cheat sheet super simply using just cursive calligraphy and capital letters, and I put that inside a box and added a gray drop shadow. The next page is a super simple quote page where I wrote 2021, a fresh start, because we know 2020 has not been the best for everyone, and so it's a fresh start to, reset. And staying with theme, just a simple gray and black with cursive calligraphy and this bold gray lettering for the numbers. Now on to the next page, we have the calendar for this year, which is the most time-consuming spread ever if you are writing out the numbers like I am. For the title, I used the same bold number font for 2021, and I wrote out each of the months using normal, just handwriting, and then I filled in all of the numbers by hand, as well as writing the days of the week. Lastly, I highlighted the days of the week and colored in 2021. Next to the calendar page, I decided to write a very simple quote inspired by BTS that just says, "Life goes on," using the same calligraphy and bold letter font. Next is the future log, which is also a really time-consuming spread because I do draw out another mini calendar for each day or each month of the year. First, I begin with writing the title in the same hollow font, if that's what it's called, and then I letter out the months using cursive so that it stands out from when I write down the events I have on whatever particular day in that month. Then I filled in the numbers as well as highlighting the days of the week. Now time for a cool snapping transition where the numbers magically fill itself up. Wow, it's done! So cool, right? Okay, on to the next page, which is still part of the future log. Same thing, splitting each page into thirds and writing out the calendars. Wow, another smooth transition. Anyways, with my future log done, it's now time to make the goals and habits page. This is like the little resolutions page where I'm going to put down all my goals and habits I want to change, make, or break. So this spread is basically just a place to write down whatever I'm thinking about. So it's mostly blank, but to tie it back into the gray and black theme, I'm using black for writing and using gray to make this little highlighted header, as well as highlighting the little bullet points for each of my goal. On to the next spread, which is the wish list. First, I'm starting off with lettering the title in the lovely cursive calligraphy, and then drawing two boxes, one for the items that I want but probably don't need, and one for the ones that I actually do need. I like this page because I can write down whatever I want/need and have time to think about it before actually getting it. Also, it's great for when people ask you what you want and then you can't think of anything, but then like other times you can think of 100 things you want. You know, that type of stuff. And to add some gray to this spread, I simply drew a gray drop shadow below the boxes as well as on the bubble letters. The next page is something I'm very excited about, which is just a books to read or read page. Here I wrote out the title, obviously, using the same 2 fonts I've been using the whole time, as well as drawing a border around the page to look like a bookshelf and adding little shelves with books on it. I also added a few objects on the bookshelves that I colored gray to tie into the theme. For the last spread, I'm making a monthly highlights page, actually pages, because I feel like I always forget what I did in even just like yesterday. So I really want to draw or write or have pictures to remember something that I really liked from that month, especially during this whole COVID situation where we're not really going out as much. So I really just want this page for me to look back on and think of all the wonderful things that I've done. And for this page, I just drew a little box where I can put a photo, and I don't know what size I'm going to be making it, so I just drew a little square that I thought would be a nice size and drew lines on the side for me to write anything I want. As I said, I haven't decided how big my photos are going to be, so I only drew out one for January as an example, and for each of the months I might do a different size photo, so I haven't drawn those out yet. With that spread done, it concludes my 2021 bullet journal setup. So cue the flip through. I really liked how this setup turned out. It's super simple, minimal, and cute, and I think this is a very nice vibe to bring into the new year. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please give it a big thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and see you in the next video. Bye for now!